Rockford IceHogs goalie Jeff Glass. How you doing today? Little rough one this morning to get up.
Well, it's not ideal conditions, obviously, but we're here. We're at it. The sun came up today, back at it, and go from here.
2 overtime losses in a row put you in the hole. 0-3. I mean, it's not impossible to come back, but it's difficult.
Yeah, and a lot was said last night in the dressing room after the game, and credit to those guys for stepping up and saying something. And what's said in the dressing room stays in the dressing room, and I'm not going to repeat a bunch of it. But moral of the story being that we're not going to blame anybody for the position we're in. We're not going to sit here and point fingers. We know that we can be better, and we have to be better. And is it a tough hole? Absolutely, but is it impossible? Like you said, no, it's not. So there's nowhere to look but right internally in that dressing room. We know we have the team to play with these guys, and we're going to have to start proving it tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, you guys won 7 in a row, so it's not like 4 in a row. You can do that easily, but it's a good team. What's the difference between the IceHogs that won that 7 in a row and this IceHogs right now that have lost 3 in a row?
Yeah, not much, to be honest, and that's hockey. And unfortunately, the margins are so small at this time of year. And we ran up against a good team here, but I think B, things didn't just quite fall into place for us the way they had in the first round. And whether it's a tough call in overtime or whether it's a bad bounce here or there, it seems to all kind of be bouncing against us in this round, and that happens. But I mean, we're not out of it yet either, and that's why it's a 7-game series. So for all the bad bounces or bad calls or missed plays or missed opportunities, let's just say, we've had in the first 3 games, we can amend all that with 4 good games here in a row. And it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy, but we'll start on Thursday. We'll start tomorrow, and we'll chip away at it 1 game at a time here. And like you said, I think we went on a 10-game winning streak this year. So 4 in a row is not unheard of from this club. And you know what? I still like our chances. I really do.
Talking to Jeff Glass from the Rockford IceHogs. What percentage of hockey is luck?
There's some of it. I'm a huge believer in you create your own luck. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You work for your luck and you create your own luck. But then there's part of it where, for whatever reason, the puck bounces one way. Like I said, a call goes one way or another way. What percentage? I'd say, let's say 50%. I say 50% of it's luck, but that still leaves 50% for you to control, and I think that's a large percentage. And so we'll see. When you're playing a sport where half the chances are determined by yourself, I think you can control quite a bit out there, and I think that's the way we like to look at it.
So there was some points in the game last night where the fans, and I won't say the team, but I say the fans were not happy with some of the calls being made by the referees. Now, when the fans start chanting and getting on the referees, somebody asked me this at the game last night. Does it affect the referees and how they call the game?
Not sure. I'm not a ref, and I don't know what the mentality is. I know they're all individual guys. Some I'm sure some of them hear it, and some of them take pride in not being that guy that gets hounded on by the fans, and other of them are kind of deaf to it. So I don't know if it personally affects them or not, or if we're doing ourselves any favors or hurting ourselves by doing stuff like that. But that's part of the game, and I think the refs know that. Is they're out there to get harassed, and they're gonna take heat, but that comes with the territory. So whatever. I hate talking about the referees because I really don't think that that's a part of the game you can control, and it's gonna, in the long run, you're gonna get some breaks and you're gonna get some calls called against you. But I really do feel like over a season or a playoffs or even just a series, it all evens itself out, and for some reason, it's the better team always seems to win. So that's a variable that I just don't like to talk about, just because it's just something that's just part of the game, I guess.
And last night seemed to get a little feisty between the 2 teams.
Yeah, which is nice. That's the playoffs, and I don't think we're scared of anybody. We're just as physical, just as strong as any team in the league, and we want to play in between the whistles. But when there's a chance to stick up for a teammate, I think we're right in there. And it was good to see that last night. It was good to see everybody stick up for each other, and we're a tight knit group, so it's going to be hard to kind of knock one guy down without feeling the heat from somebody else.
You know, when I went out to do the first intermission games, something I don't see on the ice very often, there was blood.
Yeah, that's usually a pretty good sign that it's getting physical out there. But no, it's fun. It's the playoffs, and I can say it's fun because I'm not the one bleeding. But yeah, it's good hockey.
Now, yeah, I know you're the goalie, so you were in a helmet, so you probably don't get this as much. But is there anything worse than getting a glove to the face? I'm not talking about a punch to the face, just getting the face washed with the hockey glove.
I've seen so many guys get it, and it just stirs them the wrong way. And there's nothing worse. And why, I don't know.
It just smells.
It smells. It's a pride thing. It's let me out of here. I want Adam. Who's doing this to me? Usually you don't know where it's coming from because it's somebody from behind you that's giving you the stinky glove. So it's never fun. But these guys are, yeah, man. I don't know how they do it.
Stinky glove. You had some time down. You had you had 2 games in Texas to start out the series, Friday, Sunday. So you had Saturday. Do you practice on the day off on the road?
There was an optional practice for a few of us. We went in, the guys that aren't skating as much, and we had a quick skate, but it was nothing. We didn't spend too much time with the rink. You try to rest and recover and be ready for Sunday.
Now, in a situation like that, do the boys all hang out together? Or do you kind of, go your own ways, or how does that work out?
No, yeah, we all hung out together pretty much all day. It was a really good setup they had for us there in Texas, and so a lot of things to do right nearby. We played a little cornhole. We played there was a few lawn games outside. It was 95 degrees or whatever it was, so we felt like we had to be outside for a little bit, not too long because you would have got gassed, but. We stuck together, and then we had a team dinner on the Saturday night, so we all got together as a group and ate together, and then came back, and most of us watched the hockey game. There was, I think it was Tampa Bay, Washington that night, so we got together and watched that, and a few other guys played their video games and whatever else it was.
Jeff Glass, Rockford IceHogs Goaltender, hanging out. So I had to ask you this one, too. During the game, they had one of those videos up on the Jumbotron or whatever, the scoreboard, the guys, kind of getting the fans riled up and stuff. And there was, well, first of all, you weren't in that video, which I was disappointed.
I just barely squeaked out of it. I got called up to Chicago right before the filming, and shucks, I missed that one. Hey?
And there's a part in the video where your goalie partner, Delia, takes off his jersey, and he's shirtless and he's swinging it. I mean, what, you don't do that? What, you don't get the fans riled up and taking your shirt off? What's the deal?
I don't know what Deals was doing or how much he got paid to do that, or what kind of promotions team we got here, but they got him going, and I think it gets the fans riled up. Hey, good on him for doing it. I'll give the guy credit. He's not shy, that's for sure. And but we got to maybe get him a razor or something. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
You see that chest? It looks a little hairy there. So
Magnum PI or something.
I'm thinking that we can clean that up for him and maybe give him a better look. But no, good on him for doing it.
I had someone say to me when they saw that, they said, well, we expected more muscles and less hair.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with whoever that was.
Thursday night is the next game. What you guys got to do to get this ship righted?
Well, I mean, like we kind of talked about off air. I mean, it's we've played well. We really have, and it's not just bounces. It's we haven't played good enough, but we've played well, and I think we've been in all 3 games. We could easily be up 3-0, but we haven't earned the right to be up 3-0, and we got to have that mentality going into tomorrow night's game that we do have to be better. We have to change, and we will be better. Now, if that's going to be enough, that's up for us to determine. But I don't think that this is something where we're playing, a David versus Goliath kind of setup here right now. It's just the fact that they're a little bit better than us every single night. So we had 3 leads last night. We blew all 3 of them. So let's go out tomorrow and get the lead and hang on to it. And maybe when we have a chance to really step on them and put the game out of reach early so that, when it comes to overtime and all these things in the third period, it's not a big deal. If we don't get the break that we're looking for.
Talking to Rockford IceHogs goaltender Jeff Glass. As an older guy on the team, what is your role in the playoffs and in the locker room?
Let's be clear, the oldest, right? Like I gladly take that title.
I was trying to be nice.
I appreciate that. No, it's a huge role. I really do welcome it, and obviously I haven't had a chance to have an impact on the ice yet in this series, but off the ice, I really do take pride in my role as not just helping the younger guys, but helping the older guys see the game a little differently. Obviously, goalies, we have a different perspective on the game, and whether it's helping our power play out, helping our PK out, maybe lending a hand to the coaches if you see something, but just trying to be active, trying to be involved. There's always something you can be doing to help the team out, and so I really do take pride in that role right now, and trying to help these guys out any way I can, and most importantly, be ready in case something does happen and you do get to go in the net. I think the guys, you owe it to your teammates to be ready and to show them that you can play.
What kind of effect does that have on you that you're not on the ice and you don't have that impact? It's got to be, you got to get edgy. You're like, gosh, I wish I was in there and trying to help out what I can.
It's honestly, it's almost unbearable. It drives me nuts, but it's part of the game. It's something you have to deal with as a goalie. We talk about it in pitching with relief pitchers, or you can go down through all the sports, but there's nothing I wanted more last night than to get in there and try to help my teammates any way I can. And but right now, the position we're in, you got to wait. You got to be ready. You got to do everything you can to help your team off the ice. And but I'd be lying to you. It's killing me not being in there. It's the first time I think in my career I've been a backup goalie in the playoffs, and it's been a learning experience for me. But with that being said, it's not a poor me. It's not any of this. It's just we're all trying to pull the rope in the same direction right now, and you're just trying to get there and do anything you can to help this team win.
Fans, we need fans. Thursday night, that will be a big factor to have that building as filled as possible, and having the towels going. That was cool. The towels
were awesome.
Waving the towels
Love
around, that. and that was fun. And so we got to get some fans out there. We got to pack that building on Thursday night. This is the most important game of the playoffs so far.
Hey, I heard that Colin Dealey said he'll take his shirt off for every third fan that comes into the building. I'm just kidding, but no, it was good. The fan support we've got the whole playoffs has been great. There's room for more, so let's try to pack that building tomorrow night, and we'll start by winning that one. Everybody can come back again Friday. We'll win that one and go on the road and bring this thing home. So starting with tomorrow, it'd be great to see everybody out and support the team and see what we can do.
What's the day like today for you, an off day, where you have such an important game tomorrow night?
Yeah, no different than any other off day we've had in the playoffs. We're going to go into the rink today and do a little bit of recovery / preparation for tomorrow, and the boys will be ready. But today's about recovering from last night and preparing for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's such a grind to go all the way. I don't know, if people really realize what it takes to win a championship.
Yeah, and you can do yourself a lot of favors by, let's say, sweeping the series. So the first couple rounds, we really did do ourselves a bunch of favors because we have a few guys that are hurting, and those extra games are tough in the playoffs. And so having the extra layoffs between series was really nice. We were able to get a few guys healthy or healthier. And ready for this series, but now our backs are up against the wall. We're playing every other night, if not back-to-back nights, and everybody's bumped and bruised. Like you said, it's a grind mentally and physically, and that's the playoffs. That's why we all do it. It's the best time of year, and we love it. And so today, it's important to try to recover as best you can and mend any of those wounds, and we'll be back at it tomorrow.
The fun thing about minor league hockey is the show and the different things that go on, a lot of things that you won't get on the NHL level. You get the kids that come out and sing the anthem, which is cool. You got to love it when the little school choirs come out. But to have Jim Cornelison, the guy, that goes to United Center and sings the anthem for the Hawks, to have that guy step out on the ice and sing the anthem, it's got to be special.
It really is. And, I was obviously lucky enough to see that in person when I was up with the Hawks, and it was one of the cooler parts of being a part of that team was just being there for that anthem, and that had nothing to do with the hockey. And then all of a sudden, you kind of duplicate that, and you're able to bring that into this atmosphere here in Rockford, and it gives me chills still hearing him sing it, and it's really cool. And the fans here have done a great job of cheering while he's singing, and just kind of duplicating that atmosphere, and it's fun. It's fun. He can sing, man, and it's a show. But I think it's helped us. I really do. I know it didn't help us last night, but. You got that guy singing right before the anthem, or right before the game starts, and it gets everybody pretty jacked up.
It's pretty funny because he comes out of the tunnel where I work out of during the games, and he may do a couple bars before he steps out, but he basically steps out and belts that sucker out. It's like, playing without stretching. It's crazy.
Yeah, that guy's got pipes on him, and he can sing. It's great, and he doesn't hold back. It's quite the show, and I mean, you're trying to get fans to the rink. That's one way. Just come watch that guy sing. If nothing else, it's pretty cool, and it's special. And man, it's pretty cool that he's down here helping us out.
Tommy Hawk's going to be in the house on Thursday night, so that's a lot of pressure. You don't want to disappoint Tommy.
Hey, Tommy's going to bring the heat, and it's up to us to match that.
Thursday night, game time, 7 o'clock. Tickets on sale now. Make plans to come on out and support the IceHogs. This is a very, very important game, a must-win, or we go home. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go out. Let's start with tomorrow, win Friday, and then we can worry about next week.
Jeff Glass from the Rockford IceHogs. Thanks so much for coming in today.
My pleasure.